When you look across Wednesday's NHL slate, few matchups jump out the way this one does, because anytime a surging road-tested contender runs into a team spiraling downward, you get that perfect blend of volatility, value, and momentum that makes hockey betting so compelling. And this game between the New York Rangers and the Chicago Blackhawks on December 10, 2025, fits that mold perfectly. It's one of those spots where recent form, schedule difficulty, and long-term matchup history all collide in a way that gives us a clearer picture than usual. So let's break it down the right way, with all the numbers, all the context, and all the reasoning behind why this play stands out on today's slate. The line is sitting around Rangers minus 140, with Chicago coming back around plus 120. And that number alone tells you the market still hasn't fully caught up to where these teams are trending. The Rangers come into this matchup as a team that feels undervalued, despite the fact that they've won 8 of their last 10 meetings against this Blackhawks team. That head-to-head success isn't a fluke. It's rooted in roster depth, consistency, and, most importantly, the ability to thrive in difficult spots. And difficult spots have been the defining theme of the Rangers' season so far. New York has played the 4th toughest schedule in the entire NHL this year, which adds real weight to their record. When a team racks up wins or stays competitive through that kind of gauntlet, it tells you their performance isn't inflated by soft opponents, it's earned. What makes their profile even more interesting is the dramatic split between their home and road play. At home, the Rangers have struggled far more than expected. But the moment they get on a plane and skate into an opposing arena, they become one of the most reliable teams in the league. In fact, based on performance to this point, they've been arguably the #1 road team in the NHL, which is an incredible turnaround from what you normally see in this sport, where home ice typically gives teams a noticeable advantage. Even with that road dominance, the Rangers recently hit a small stumble, dropping back-to-back games after previously winning 5 of their last 6. But the important detail is how they lost. Both defeats came in overtime, both were against legitimate powerhouse teams, Vegas and Colorado, and New York entered both matchups as big underdogs. When you push elite opponents into overtime in their buildings while getting plus money prices, that's not a sign of a team slipping, it's a sign of a team competing above expectation even in losing efforts. And that's why you give this team credit. They didn't collapse. They didn't underperform. They hung tough with 2 heavyweight rosters and showed the same resolve that has made them one of the most dependable road teams in the league. Chicago, on the other hand, has moved in the complete opposite direction. They shocked a lot of people with a strong start to the season, jumping out of the gate with energy and early wins. But early surprises fade fast in the NHL when underlying weaknesses catch up, and that's exactly what has happened to the Blackhawks. They've dropped 8 of their last 10, a collapse that becomes even more glaring when you look at goal differential. Over that 10-game stretch, Chicago has been outscored by 20 goals, and the last 2 games were historically bad. Not just bad, historically bad. The worst back-to-back performances the franchise has ever had, losing those games by a combined 13-2. When you combine that level of collapse with a roster already expected to struggle, it's clear they're still being priced a little too favorably by the market. They're not just a bad team right now, they're even worse than most people realize based on the eye test and recent numbers. So what you have here is a matchup between a Rangers squad playing strong hockey against elite competition, thriving on the road, showing resilience in tough spots, and consistently outperforming expectations, matched up against a Blackhawks team sinking fast, exposed defensively, and carrying historically ugly results into this game. It's the type of matchup where the value lies with the team that has already proven they can handle adversity and win away from home. That's why the play for this matchup is straightforward. Take the New York Rangers to win this game against the Chicago Blackhawks on Wednesday, December 10, 2025. The road form, the matchup history, the schedule strength, and Chicago's collapse all line up cleanly. And if you enjoy daily breakdowns like this, with deeper reasoning, clearer context, and sharper analysis, make sure you're locked in with Beyond the Box Score, where we break down every matchup like it actually matters. Hit subscribe, drop a like, and come back tomorrow for more sharp insights and winning perspectives.